Good morning, cat lady. Good morning, St. Martinez. Let me tell you, I am so glad for family members that gifted me crazy socks, ladies. This morning it was freaking cold. Do I have crazy socks on? No. I was wearing them at night. And now my feet were real warm and stuff. Y luego que me salgo de la bed y me los quito because I'm like, I already wore them last night. No, hombre. Right now my feet are freaking freezing. But I got like some from my sister-in-laws, some from Ophelia, some from Francis, some from my daughter, and some from my neighbor Marcela. I think it was awesome because they're coming in handy. Ay, María Chongos, good morning. ¿Cómo amanecieron todas? Yo amanecí con frío y aqueos están bien tapados. I'm not gonna uncover them. If my freaking feet are freezing, I know my little birdies will freeze. So they're under there with a light. They're nice and warm right next to it. Don't think they're dumb. Hey, it looks like a lot of people went to church this morning or to the pulga, man. If y'all are at the pulga walking around, cover up because it's still fresco afuera. Se van a enfriar. Les va a pegar un catarro. Cover up. Yes, St. Martinez, today's the 1st. Don't forget to send your loyal support to OM. Today's the 1st, tomorrow the 2nd, and then Tuesday's the 3rd. Good morning, love Carol. I'm sitting here, and girls, you know how I love to tell you que el que me mantiene a mí es dueño de todo. I'm fixing to wait here and start seeing when my vacations that he gives me are going to get started. Because right now we're throwing a fit. Let me know if y'all want to know why. You want to know, cat lady? One of my sisters went on vacay to Cancun on a cruise. And can y'all believe that she has not posted not one picture? We had to go troll in somebody else's Facebook that's on vacay with her to see some of the pictures. We're mad. How can you go on vacay to Cancun when it's warmer over there than here and not take any pictures for us to at least drool over? Don't do that, ladies. If you go on vacay, take some pictures. Put some little videos of the scenery that you're seeing so we can see it. We've never seen it. Anything that you see on the roads is probably something we haven't seen because you're probably taking different roads. Come on, share. Don't be mean. I've never been out in the open ocean, much less the open Gulf of Mexico. I've been in the Gulf of Mexico because I lived 24 years in Texas City by the biggest man-made dike in the whole state of Texas, probably in the whole United States. The Texas City dike is a man-made pier. And I lived 5 blocks from it for 24 years. Did I ever go over there? Yes, like once a year because I really don't like being out in the sun. So it's not that I didn't like to enjoy walking the beach or whatever. It's just me not, since I was little, I stopped liking being out in the sun. I know, but she could have at least taken some pictures of the game room inside the boat. Don't forget, those boats have casinos. They go on international waters. Once that boat hits 10 miles out, they can play. That's international waters. Is it 10 or 20? I don't know, but they have casinos on the boats. Come on. Share. I know she's having fun. She went on a 3-day cruise. But we wanted her to share pictures of everything that she's seen. Because we have I have not gone to Cozumel, to that part of Mexico. When I went, we went to, this was years back, like more than 25 years, because I was barely divorced when we went. So I had to have been like 34 or 35. And as a whole family, we went on a cross-country Mexico trip. And it was at a time when you could do that. And we started in Tampico, and we were going to go to Cozumel, but we spent 4 days in Tampico. And then my oldest sister decided that, why do we want to go to Cozumel? Let's go across to Acapulco. So we crossed Mexico, Querétaro, Mexico City, Guadalajara, all of that. We got to see all of that, and in between Mexico, because we crossed from Tampico across. And we went to Acapulco, stayed in Acapulco. Then we went to Puerto Vallarta and stayed at the Coral Reef. It was like a motel or something, but it was nice because it had the swimming pool. It was an enclosed motel, and we had the kitchenette. The rooms were AC. They had 2 beds in the rooms. They had the cable. So, we were walking into Puerto Vallarta from there because it was like a little bit out of town. But it was still nice because we had everything that we needed at that place, and we were just walking into Puerto Vallarta and seeing everything that Puerto Vallarta has to offer. But we got to stay in a lot of places as a family. We went, my brother Frank and his wife, and me and my daughter were in the same truck. And then my brother Paulo, his wife, and kids were in another truck. And then my oldest sister and her husband, and I think one of her sons, were in another truck. It was like 14 of us in 3 vehicles. And we had so much fun. It was like more than 2 weeks taking a trip across Mexico and getting to see everything. It was at a time when they were having fires, though, so there was a lot of smoke when we were going through certain areas, but we still did it. We didn't care. Of course, you didn't have to worry about so much corruption at that time. Now people would rather just fly in and rent the little cars, or just go on Uber. Yes, it has been a long time. There has been a lot of changes. The scenery changes constantly, but it's something that we told her as soon as she left from here, and we told her, take pictures, take little videos, share with us. We have WhatsApp. There's internet there. She has AT&T. AT&T is not like T-Mobile. I have T-Mobile, and as soon as I cross the border, my phone changes from T-Mobile to Texel. T-Mobile is partnered with Texel in Mexico, so I pay for that. I don't know, $5 a month for my phone to be an international phone. So anywhere that I go, it will automatically change over to whatever their towers are there and continue going. It's like not gonna affect my T-Mobile bill in any way. But she seems to think that she can't use it because it will. Her AT&T phone won't work. As soon as we cross Mexico, it stops. Weird. But, there's like, she's on vacation and we want to be there. We want to, even if it's by pictures, we want to be there. What's expensive, cat lady? To pay an extra $5 a month for having the privilege of changing your phone number, changing over to Texel. I don't know. I pay it. It's $60 a year, but you all seen how many times I went to Mexico last year. It was a lot. So it was worth my $5 a month. That's one of the things that I don't mind. Of course, let me see. I'm gonna wipe the blood off of my mouth because I don't pay my phone bill. My daughter pays my phone bill, but she has paid my phone bill since she was in college. So I pay other bills. But she knows that that $5 bill is there. It's not like she doesn't know that it's there. Hey, Naya Cubo. We're talking about our oldest sister going on vacay to Consumel and not sending any pictures after we told her to. Girl, she's bad. We're already on the ready to go like this on her greñas. It's Sunday. I shouldn't be thinking that way. She's coming back. She should be coming back today. I just want her to have as much fun as she can on this trip because you know what, ladies? We all can do these trips. We choose to scare ourselves and not do them. I tell people, fill up your tank. And see how much it costs to fill up your tank. See how many gallons your tank is. Save that amount of money so you can have it in there for you to refill it wherever you get on a full tank. Enjoy that town. Look at what's there. It's something that you haven't seen. Instead of just staying home and what did you accomplish? I mean, washing the dishes, sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, making the beds, that's an everyday thing. It's never going to end. It's a never-ending story, like the never-ending story. It's like it's going to happen over and over and over. You have to stop and think that, not everything revolves around washing dishes and sweeping and washing clothes and making beds and cooking for people. Yesterday, Friday night, I could not sleep. I don't know why. Maybe I drank a strong instant coffee because I remember coming home from Ophelia's and drinking half a cup of coffee that I had left covered on my table. I put it in the microwave and I drank it. And I thought I went to sleep at 10. At 2 in the morning, I was up. And I didn't go to sleep until 6 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. So I was watching novelas. And then I went to sleep at 6 in the morning and I didn't get up till like 1:30. Yes, it was too much coffee, but I mean, it was something that you couldn't feel. I wasn't feeling tachycardia or nothing. I just couldn't sleep. So I got up at 2 in the morning and I'm like, what am I going to eat? Of course, the cup of coffee was the first thing I grabbed. And then I grabbed some Delia's tamales. There was still 3 in the freezer. So I did that and I ate that. But I mean, I just don't worry about those kind of things because I eat when I feel hungry. And there's mornings when I don't. I'll just drink the coffee and stuff like that. But there's things that I like to do with my sisters. And whenever they say, let's go, I go. Why? Because I don't have a job and I need to take advantage of they're going somewhere. And sometimes I'm recording TikToks where we're going through the groves, through the back roads and stuff. And Ophelia doesn't like it because if I'm recording those kind of things, she cannot be talking with her buddies on the phone. One thing she loves to do is to be talking with chatters on the phone. And I like to do TikToks. And then I can't do that if she's doing that. So That's an argument in the car. But those are things that I like to do because I'm sharing what I'm seeing. Now, here in South Texas, what would I share that is interesting to me that probably somebody in Montana, Nebraska, and stuff like that haven't seen? Well, if you go towards Monte Alto and you take 88 to go to Weslaco, there's some orange groves on that road as you get closer to the Delta Lake. And when you get to the Delta Lake, you start seeing some orange groves that were planted like maybe 3 years ago. And 2 years ago, these farmers or orange grove farmers paid a lot of money to go back into those fields of orange trees that they planted, and they put a satin or a silk or some kind of bags on these baby trees and sealed them from the bottom. And the top part is a little bit open so that the branches can grow in there. And that was something that I never saw when I was growing up, right? So I started watching these groves when we go that way, and they're growing. The trees are growing, but this white thing is still on them. Well, it turns out that we have some insect that has invaded the United States, and it's a citrus. It affects the citrus trees. So in order for them to stop the insect from killing those trees that got damaged during that 2020 freeze and they got replanted, these people put these bags of, it's some kind of material that will not allow those insects in there. Why are they not allowing those insects in there? Because the insects are going to kill those trees. And the trees are not pollinating yet to grow oranges. They have to grow a few more years so they can do that, while they have the scientists in Texas Tech or wherever they're at in Weslaco trying to figure out what they can do naturally to try to kill this invasive insect that's in South Texas damaging the citrus. So see, there's a lot of things that we can learn when we're watching what they're doing just from the street. I mean, technically we don't get down because all of these groves are protected. So we don't want to be shot by anybody. I mean, everybody's out there worrying about ice. I worry about these grove owners because they protect their oranges. They protect the trees and like the watermelon fields and stuff. We don't get off. We watch from the street. Hey, Cindy Duran. So there's a lot of things that you can share when you're going on those kind of trips. Just little 10-minute TikToks or 1-minute reels. It doesn't have to be nothing long, but it's something that you're sharing that other people aren't seeing or haven't seen in a while. There's a lot of new buildings that are being built there on 88. There's a lot of new houses, big houses that are being built with massive amounts of land. Why? Because there's a lot of land still here in South Texas that's available. You know, so these people are out there and they're buying big ranches and building big houses that I look at and I'm like, the dust inside after they start disking all the fields and stuff is gotta be something. But hey, if they can afford those big houses, I'm sure they can afford a maid. Hey, Naya Cubo, you're going to church. Don't forget to pray for me. I'm the first sinner. Line up because nobody wants that spot. I'll take it. If you're going to church, I'm the first sinner. Don't forget to pray for me. It's still cold in South Texas. I don't know how many more days of this cold we're going to get, if it's just today and tomorrow or what, but my money tree is gone. Well, the leaves are gone, but it'll sprout out again. I think that it's a good thing that my money tree kind of dropped all the little leaves, because I get to braid it and see if it'll sprout again as a braid, because it's just going everywhere. I might decide to put more dirt, or if the Dollar Tree last year had that stuff, that coconut mash, I don't know, but it was a little block like that. You paid $1.50, and it was really, really compressed. But once you dropped it in a gallon of water, it would and sponge up like real big. I don't know if that's better than dirt, but here in South Texas, you need some of that mixed into the dirt, because otherwise the dirt just dries out like a rock, and it doesn't keep the moisture when you water the plants. So sometimes you need to mix that coconut stuff into the dirt. Once it absorbs the liquid, then mix it into the dirt and then put it in the pots. Yes, but that fiber absorbs water, so it can maintain water for a longer period of time, so your plants can drink the water properly instead of just draining through the sides of the pot to the bottom. So that's what I did last year, and I think that that's why my Coronas de Cristo got real big, because they weren't growing, and then I put more of that stuff mixed with dirt and topped the pots, and then they started growing big. And see, they don't like it in here. This one here is una Corona de Cristo. This is a yellow one. And see, the little leaves, that these are cactuses, but these cactuses have different color flowers. This one here is yellow. And this one was given to me by Marcela, my neighbor, and it was a little cut. Like you can take like this little piece right here, and then just put it inside of another pot, and then start a new plant. And it will start a new plant. It'll take a while for it to grow like this size, but it will start a new plant for you. But these cactuses have thorns, but they also have flowers. I have peach ones and yellow ones. And there's some red ones. I don't have the red ones yet. But I've gotten all of those. I got those other two, the bigger ones. Those big ones right there. See them? Those big ones were little like that when I got them from my Tia Concha's house. As I walked out of her little porch, I saw her Coronas de Cristo there, and I clipped a little piece without telling her, because I was already on my way out. This was years back, and I got to make those. But they grow bigger. There's a lady in Sebastian, Texas, and she's on Old 77, and she sells Coronas de Cristo, and they're big, humongous. And when she sells them, they're like more than $70 to get a pot from her of whatever color she has. She has a lot of them, because she's a nursery for those type of cacti. And she does. I'm gonna go this coming year and see, when I have a budget, I'm gonna go over there and get some hibiscus. Even though I'm buying some from Sam's, I will go and get a different color, because Sam's usually only gets the red ones. But she has pink and yellow, and the yellow with the red in the middle. And the ones that she sells, the flowers, the hibiscus flowers, are like 6-inch round. She's got some that are really nice. She's got pink, lavender. She's got a lot of colors. Yes, when it's not cold. My papayas are dead, girl. They died on this last weekend that it was cold. Remember, I was gonna do every once a week. We're gonna see the papaya trees and stuff like that. I should go out there and show you that the papaya trees are gone. I'm so mad. But I've still got hope because the whole tree hasn't fallen down. Or maybe it has. I just haven't gone outside. Let's go outside and see. But yeah, it's like weird to try to enjoy plants that are not just taken from you. A papaya tree will not just take from you. It will give you, even if it takes a while for the papayas to ripen, they will give you back. It is warmer out here, darn it, than inside my house. Look. Some of my plants are dying, but that's okay. See what happened here? The male papaya tree. But the tree itself doesn't feel like it's frozen completely, so it might sprout again. I'll cut these down like after the freeze. And then I covered up the hibiscus. I'm hoping that it made it. No, it dried in there. I covered it up with a Christmas bag. I didn't care. I was trying to save it. Look, see this? This is ruda. And ruda will not freeze. It was a sprout that I had of ruda in my pot, and I planted it there, and thank goodness it looks like it survived. Romero is not gonna freeze neither, but it does need to be trimmed back. This is rosemary. It does need to be trimmed, but my papaya, this one is still, the tree is still good, but these little papayas that it had, those are gone. And it did have one there. It already had that one there. And another one over here, look. And that one is also gone. So it already had 2 papayas that are gone. My aloe vera is still good. So that kind of makes me mad because, you know, these are plants that, that's sage. The sage is regrown. I had cut it down. I cut it all back. This is a 2 Christmas already, rosemary. I had bought it at Home Depot as a little Christmas tree. And this is how much it grew out of shape already. I haven't trimmed it or anything, but sometimes I take sprigs off of it and I do chicken soups or stuff like that with that. Now, I shouldn't have done this to this one because this pot is too little. I think I'm just going to throw it inside and maybe, let me see if y'all can see what I'm taking out. This here is not it. But you see, it was all crunched up. This here is a rose of Jericho. I'm going to throw it inside this because this rose of Jericho likes to be in water. It will float. It will float to the top later. It looks like it fell all the way to the bottom because it's all dried out. But the rose of Jericho is, you buy it and it's all like closed down like that. And then you put it in one of those big fish bowls. And I have a fish bowl that it used to be in. But it's been dry for like a couple of years because, of course, when I was not here, it dried out. Then it came back when I came back. Then it dried out again. So we will see if the Rose of Jericho will survive that, but it looked like it got, like it opened up in that little glass one, but it's too tight. It needs to be in a bigger jar. I have a bigger jar somewhere in this house. So we'll do that. Cat lady, that I have rosemary that has gone like that. My the ruda, it was big. But these are plants that are like kind of jealous plants, or like they don't like other people touching them, or sometimes people don't realize that they're doing it. Um, a lot of people in this town do ask. They stop and they'll ask for certain plants, like from the street. They'll ask me if they see me out there. They'll ask me if they can have some sage, and I'll tell them yes. I let me cut it for you. Can I have some with roots? Yes, I'll get a shovel and I'll get some with roots for you. But I don't usually let them touch the plants because the plants will kind of go jealous on you and they'll dry out. And I think, I don't know, sometimes I think that, hi, yeah. I've had rue that has died out because somebody that has had like chemo or something will touch it, and then half of the plant is gone in 3 days, and then the other plant, just the other half, follows it. And good morning, Dora. And then like the other plant that is also like that is basil, like is albahaca. Albahaca, if you start growing basil and other people touch it, it'll die on you. It's like such a jealous plant. It doesn't, like that. So, and usually basil, I don't have any right now, but I did throw seeds out there, so I'm hoping to get some. And when you start seeing the little limbs come out with the little seeds, you need to pick them off, just like the same with the rue. If you start seeing the little yellow flowers, let them get a little long and then cut them and plant them and see if you can get another plant from those little yellow flower stems. But usually that plant, that's how you reproduce that plant, is by cutting off those little flower stems. But if you let those flower stems start pollinating, then that plant just gets all seeds and everything, and it's like no good. Can't even make tea with it. Yes, they do give the evil eye to your plants a lot, cat lady. But I don't mind sharing sage with people. Sage is good as a tea for different things, for your stomach, for your ulcers, for a lot of stomach ailments. But also you need to know that it's a plant that I like it because it's gray and it looks nice against my fence when it's not all ugly and leaning forward because it's too big or it already has seeds. Then it's time to cut it. But there is a lot of evil eye on your plants, on anybody's plants. Imagine those papayas, Ophelia's like already. Were those Marcela's papayas? Did Marcela plant those papayas? And one of the reasons that Ophelia will ask if Marcela planted those papayas is because she knows my neighbor Marcela has some papaya trees that she has grown, and they've gotten frozen too, but she has cultivated the seeds and kept seeds, right? So she will start new plants from the seeds that she has. And the seeds, the papayas that I have grown here in my yard from plants that Marcela has planted, not only are they big, humongous, and orange, but they're so sweet. And it has a lot to do with the genetics of the plant itself. Where did the seeds come from? And it's like, so anytime Marcela plants papayas on my little spots, I'm happy because I know that in 6 months to a year, I will be eating papayas from those trees, not having to pay $1.69 a pound. Before the 2020 freeze, I had a lime tree on this property, and it always gave big limes, and it froze, and I took it all the way down. Even the stump is out, and I want to get another one, and I want to get a valley lemon. But even though I don't like lemons or limes, my family does, and it's something that we can grow here. If I want to grow oranges, I would rather have navel oranges or the blood oranges planted, because that's what I like, or ruby red. Uh, and I have enough space to do that, but it still requires you throwing water over there. So I already had one of the city managers or somebody ask me, "What's that line going back there?" And I'm like, "It's my water from my washing machine. I redirected the washing machine water straight to that lime tree. I didn't care if it cost me PVC pipe going all the way from the edge of the house all the way to the lime tree. But if I was gonna do 2 loads of water of wash, even if it had soap, I didn't care. The soap will take care of the insects, and it's a natural fertilizer, insecticide, or whatever. I was actually pumping the washer water into that lime tree, and that's probably one of the reasons that we got so many limes from it before that freeze. But it was like 2 loads of water every week. So see, there's things that you do when you don't want to be watering stuff. My mother-in-law had fig trees in Galveston County, and I loved them. It was like, we would go over there and just pick the figs of the out of the trees. Figs can produce a lot of good fruit. You just have to, when you open it, make sure that no insects got in through the little bottom navel. Well, cat lady, that's water that's just going down the drain. These people are still charging you for it. And if you were to throw clean water on that lime tree, they would charge you more, because every gallon of water that you throw out there, that meter is measuring it. So if you're washing your clothes that's half clean, it's not even dirty, it's got a little sweat, it's not going to matter. You're throwing it into the ground. The dirt is filtering it for the plant, and the plant is just taking the actual water out. So for me, that was an investment doing that pipeline that way, but I just haven't had the money to buy good trees to replant, because Ophelia bought some, I want to say 3 years ago, some navel orange trees, and each tree cost her $45. She had like 3 of them, and 2 froze, I think, or maybe 1. She's down to 1. And those little trees were little, but they were already had big oranges last year. So, there's, if you're going to do something like that, the tree itself is going to cost you money. But here in South Texas, the only plus about people planting those citrus trees in their yard is that we have the bee weevil company in South Texas. And that is a company that is for the cotton growers, okay? So see, we're sneaky in Texas as homeowners. Bee weevil is interested in stopping those bee weevils that entered the United States to damage the cotton crops. So they'll go around and they'll put little traps for the bee weevils. And if you have citrus on your yard, they want to know, because your house will be tagged with one of those little houses to see if those bee weevils or any other type of insects that are not indigenous to Texas are damaging the crops, and they will catch them and then they'll know how far they got. So see, there's a plus to doing stuff like that too. Sometimes it's okay to talk to people that are asking questions on the street in your neighborhood, because some of those things are just because they're doing either surveys or something for a purpose. You know, if there's a bee weevil there or other insects, they'll ask you if they can put a little trap somewhere around your neighborhood or somewhere on your yard. And if you tell them yes, they'll just put that the trap is there. Then they'll have somebody checking it every freaking day for the season to find out if that insect got to that pheromone that they put on that trap, or what insects got into that trap. That way they can know if we're being invaded by insects that are not local to this state. Yes, it keeps those blind chickens away, but those blind chickens are what? Chicharras? I think we call them las gallinas ciegas, but they're chicharras. They're the chicharras. They come out once every 17 years. They're larvae for 17 years, and then they get out and just mate, and then they die. But the soap will keep those away from the roots of those trees. But those are some of the things that I do around here. And I don't know, did I show you all that I got my toy that Boito said was not strong enough? I haven't gone outside to use it because Ophelia doesn't like the W word. And the L for lazy. I'm lazy. We make a good pair, me and Ophelia. She doesn't like to work and I'm lazy, so... But I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for spending 40 minutes of your Sunday with me. And my papayas, I hope that they made it. I'm not sure yet. I'll find out if they resprout. But the little papayas that they had already were cute. They were already like this big. 2 of them. Ni modo. Take your losses when you can. Make your wins later. But don't go on a trip without making a little video. Use your phone, just go to video and just start recording what you're seeing. It's like, it doesn't have to be nothing long. Whatever you see, I'm not seeing it. So, when I see it on TikTok or whenever I see it, it's awesome. Just look at Yaya eating those crackers last night. Estaba bien enferma. Estaba bien, Angie. I think she was eating tuna. I don't know what she was eating, but it looked good. I just was imagining a chicken salad in that bowl with a little sparkly water on the side. Liam Perrin. Was it Liam Perrin? So I'm gonna let y'all go so y'all can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're still at the pulga, don't forget to buy the stuff for the caldos. If you're at church, don't forget to pray for me because I'm the first sinner. It was a chili bowl. I don't know what it was. It looked good. With all the little crackers around it. No, hombre, bien reina. Bien reina. Estabas comiendo bien reina. Yo amanecí con oatmeal, banana, and panela. I mixed them together and it was awesome. My oatmeal ain't plain. It had granola in it, so that's how I cook it. I mixed a thing of granola, and it was the same amount of granola and the same amount of oatmeal. Then I mixed it, put it in a back in the bag, and that's what I use to make my atole with. So it always has some kind of almonds and stuff in it. Somebody was telling you that you hadn't ate nothing yet. You were having the picture day first. Hey, I don't blame you. That looked good. Nomás nos hiciste que nos lo había al lado. But it's nice that you share that with us, because you know what? We gotta eat like that every once in a while. It looked healthy to me from where I was at. It looks like something healthy. Crackers with some kind of, but you're saying it was chili and a nice bubbly water. It looked pink. From on my phone, it looked pink. Yeah, I don't know what it was. But I'll talk to y'all later, ladies. Bye.